Has this ever happened to you? Come on, come on. Yes, finally! 100 super jumps. What? Today, let's take a look at some of the lesser-known quirks in Super Mario RPG's programming. Super jumps, the bane of every completionist's existence. Timing 100 in a row is no easy feat. Now imagine doing that and having it count for nothing. Enter Punchinello. Punchinello has the distinction of being the only boss in the game where your super jump score will not be counted. It's not because he's immune to jump, and it's not because he doesn't fade away upon defeat like other enemies. It's because his battle ends with a cutscene. In battle, your highest super jump score gets saved to a temporary spot in memory. When a battle exits normally, that temporary memory gets saved to permanent memory. If the battle ends in a cutscene, this process is never triggered, and your super jump score for that fight is lost. Technically, the Bowser fight at the beginning of the game does the same thing, but since you can't super jump at this point, you'd never know. Smithy does this too, but since the game ends upon his defeat, you can't check your super jump score anyway, so again, you'd never know. I guess Punchinello ended up famous after all, just maybe not for the reasons he envisioned. If you earn a Lucky Flower bonus in battle, use the Lucky Jewel or the Lucky Hammer, you'll have the opportunity to play the Lucky Egg game to potentially double your battle winnings. The debate has raged on for years about whether or not you can follow the correct egg with your eyes, or if the answer is truly random. Allow me to put this debate to bed once and for all. Observe. It's rigged. It's totally random where the egg ends up. Now you can finally sleep at night knowing that your 10-year-old self didn't struggle with skill issues. Thanks to the Lucky game, as rigged as it is, it's possible to get to Monstro Town before Mario hits level 6 and learns Super Jump. So, it's possible to talk to the Super Jump dog and have it tell you that Super Jumps are your specialty, even if you haven't learned it yet. Although getting to Monstro Town at a level lower than 6 is quite the task itself. The things we do for science. Another question I see pop up on occasion is whether or not you can get hit by Bowyer's arrows. The answer is yes, but only in certain areas. The arrows in Rosetown are triggered to fall once Mario touches various loading zones. These loading zones are far enough away from the arrow's landing spot that the player can never get hit by them, even if you tried. You can, however, get hit by them in the forest maze, where they'll freeze Mario in place for a bit. Of course, you can also get hit by them in the factory. In the forest, they keep you from moving. In the factory, they spin you around. Smithy's probably still working the kinks out with this new version of Bowyer. On a related note, I've heard some claim that you can talk to this guy before he gets hit with an arrow. You can't. The poor guy doesn't even have alternate dialogue. After the Axem Rangers steal the star from you, they run away while this epic chase music plays in the background. You'll see the Rangers at various points along the way, but they'll teleport away if you get too close to them. Because of the way the game's camera works, they'll sometimes disappear before you could even see them, especially in the last couple of areas. I edited the triggers for these teleports so you can see them in all of their glory. Enjoy. It's not terribly exciting, but hey, at least now you know what's happening. Also, at a certain point, you gotta be impressed at how often I've been able to fit the Axem Rangers into these videos. In a game meant for beginners, it's unusual for there to be anything permanently missable. The hidden chest in Mushroom Kingdom Castle is a notable exception to that. It seems that it's available only upon your first trip to the castle, which is likely to occur before you learn about the existence of hidden chests in the first place. Because of this, there has been a long-standing debate over whether or not this chest is actually permanently missable. Take a look at this script. It may look like gibberish to you, but bear with me. There's normally an invisible wall that prevents the player from accessing the area with the hidden chest. This script you're looking at temporarily removes that invisible barrier. However, this script only runs at one point, when Toad is escorting you through the hall. At all other points in the game, the invisible barrier is present. That's why, even though there are other NPCs in this room at different points in the game that could theoretically give you a boost, you still can't get the chest. Well, that's technically not true. The barrier is also removed when Toad escorts you a second time after you rescue the princess. But no matter how fast you mash through that text, you ain't catching up. If you look up just about any guide out there, it'll tell you that Exor's right eye has 500 HP. If you crack open the game's code, you'll see the same thing, 500. So why is Mallow telling me it has 600 HP? Either Mallow is lying to me, I mean, look at this face, that's the face of a conniving monster, or there's something happening behind the scenes. A weird thing happens when Exor's eyes hit 0 HP. The ability to target them disappears, but at the same time, to get them ready to get back in the fight after a few turns, their HP is reset to max. Well, close to max. You see, although Exor's right eye starts out with 500 HP, when it's defeated, its HP is reset to 600. I'm guessing this is a simple developer oversight. Between this and the bug that lets you beat Exor with Geno Whirl, whoever programmed Exor was having a rough day, man. You may recall from a previous video of mine that it's possible to lock the game by beating the supposedly invincible chefs during the bunt fight using ultra jumps. While technically possible, for practical purposes it is impossible given how astronomically lucky you'd have to be with RNG to pull it off. As it turns out, there's a much easier way to beat them that doesn't take much luck at all. Ultra Flame. I didn't know this at the time, but Ultra Flame follows the same rules as Ultra Jump when it comes to invincible enemies. It does damage equal to the number of times that enemy is hit with a fireball, -1, with the exception that the target chosen for the initial fireball takes no damage. Here's the fun part. Bunt is immune to fire. This means that if you target Bunt with Ultra Flame, the chefs will take a few points of collateral damage each time you use it, while Bunt itself will remain unharmed. The only things holding you back from defeating the chefs and locking the game yourself are having enough FP and leveling up enough to learn Ultra Flame. Although, as with most problems in life, those can be solved with patience and money.